Let me move my first slide. Dulwich Picture Gallery, what are we? We're an independent charitable trust with no government funding, important point. We're the oldest public art gallery in England. We're also the most beautiful, no arguments please. Designed by Sir John Soane in 1811, a very important building. Inside, an amazing collection, a world-class collection. Rembrandt, Rubens, Poussin, Gainsborough, Canaletto, you name it, they're all in there. What's also in there is an incredible buzz of activity thanks to an incredibly inspiring education program. Now, our education department has been going for the last quarter century and they've won 28 international, national awards. They're on the cutting edge of museum education with a very simple brief, which is to bring creative art to as many people as possible, all ages, all backgrounds, all abilities. Now, tonight my pitch is about bringing an artist in residence to work with the education department on a year full of fantastic events based on the Tom Thompson show. And this is just to give you some sample of the kind of work we do and that the artist in residence will be involved with. This is one of our school programs. The gentleman there is clearly not at school, but he is a school governor. And apparently school governors are interested in what their pupils are doing. Who knew? Intergenerational work, it's very important to us. We like to bring together very young artists and very old artists, and we light the blue touch paper and watch the results. And the result is a tremendous creative burst and an awful lot of noise. There's no controlling those old people, I tell you. Families, we love families. Young mums, young dads, bring their children, it has to be said, it's mostly young mums. Bring toddlers and we give them the best possible art materials. They spread it out on the floor and creative mayhem ensues and some wonderful work. Now, outreach has become increasingly, this grows every year, every day practically. We do so much work. We've got more than 80 partners out in the community in South London, and we reach every kind of disadvantaged group. In this case, this is an access program for refugees, but that's where the future lies. We do so much work there. Back at the gallery, this is an important aspect of our work also. This is a life class, a standard life class. But very important for these pupils, these are quite advanced pupils, say sixth formers, who have quite a lot of skills and they're developing a portfolio possibly to go on to art college, something like that. Now, I'd like to focus on two particular, very important programs that we're very proud of here. Good Times, Art for Older People. Why older people? Well, there's the answer. Age Concern tells us that there are more elderly people than adolescents in the UK at the moment, so it's a growing market. And they're horribly neglected. Britain should hang its head with shame over this. Here we've brought some sixth formers in to help with felt making with some elderly artists. Now look at that wonderful face. Also, look at the wonderful watercolor this woman has produced. But then, look at that. A third of people over 65 live alone. Over 25% say they have no best friend. And 17% have no weekly contact with friends or family. Now, before you get all too depressed, let me read from a letter that we got from a carer, the wife of one of our participants. James has Alzheimer's and has declined very much recently. His wife tells us that her husband was a great talker. He was eloquent. He could talk to anyone. And she says, he finds talking so very difficult now. He never talks to the children these days, but I get them to ring on Wednesday after we get home from the class. And do you know, he'll talk and talk on the phone, describing in detail exactly what he's done. Next day, not a word. If they ring, he'll take the phone and say nothing. But on Wednesday, after his creative workshop, he talks as if nothing was wrong. Extraordinary, isn't it? She says. Extraordinary. It's so important. This is why this program means so much to us. And this is important as well, because it's not just about an art class for older people. It's about the social aspect. There's not just an art class. It's a music event. Tea and cakes, homemade by the staff, I might add. A dance. I wonder how long it is since this old lady's danced with a handsome young man in braces. Interesting. From one invisible group in South London to an all too visible group, Urban Youth. We've all read the headlines. Gang culture, drugs, stabbings, needless deaths amongst teenagers. Well, we haven't a magic wand, but what we can do is what we've done for years. We can hold a weekly drop-in session, an art class. And the important thing about this is that it's not at the gallery, it's actually in the housing estates where these problems are rife, at youth centres there. If you can get these young people to attend and come back, and we do, then they can produce amazing work, amazing work. Young Warhol here, that's a self-portrait on the left. And they get skills like interpreting their work to interested observers. They get to hang their work on a gallery wall and talk to people about what they've done. These are life skills, this is important stuff. Now, the Canadian bit.
The bell.
Oh my God. In autumn, Painting Canada, Jim's already done the bit. It's going to be an astonishing show. Here's a couple of tasters. Now, what do we need? For the artist in residence, this will be the creative hub of our year's events, based within the education department. Actually, we need 25,000. 5,000 would allow us to start on this amazing project. They'd be based at Dulwich Picture Gallery. They do tremendous work. They'd hold an exhibition at the end, and we'd hope to have that exhibition in Canada afterwards. Fantastic. Okay.